so we're gonna break down this combination into 3 basic parts. The concept that you guys have seen over and over on this channel, which is of course the boxing. So instead of just incorporating offensive movements, we're actually going to incorporate some sort of defense. So actually Coda here is going to actually throw a right hand to Luis, and Luis is actually going to slip this punch.
Perfect.
And counter punch it with a lead uppercut. So throw that lead uppercut.
Perfect.
And from this position, Coda will catch this lead uppercut with his lead hand, and with this same exact hand, he will actually throw a left hook, which Luis will roll under.
Perfect.
And from this position, it lines him up to throw that right cross.
Perfect.
And basically, he wants to be on the outside of his right hand just to incorporate some angles and different fundamentals that we actually incorporated in this channel itself. So he's actually going to create an angle off to the side by throwing a check hook. A check hook.
Perfect.
Basically giving him a new angle, a new perspective, and from this angle right here, of course, he has the ability to carry on an offensive movements, but from this point on, that's where other fundamentals will come intact, such as the fundamentals of Muay Thai.
Like he was saying, after you do the check hook, you'll step out at the angle. So for one, what this does is it effectively gets you out of the way of any of his strikes, right? But also it sets you up for a perfect body kick across the front of him, which is midsection, his head, wherever you want to go. So he'll throw it.
Perfect.
And then from there, you wanna kick and recoil right into the knee. So go ahead.
Perfect.
Right away, grab clinch.
Perfect.
Third and final part, we're gonna go with a high crotch takedown. So I'm gonna start off from Coda's part. So like you mentioned, we're gonna go for we're gonna go with the body kick, recoil, knee, clinch here. And this is very, very important because this clinch is going to manage the distance. So what I'm doing here is that I'm going to take a step backwards while forcing him to take a step forward. So take a step forward, right? So I'm taking a step backwards, he's taking a step forward.
Perfect.
So this just opens up the crotch area right here, which is I'm gonna pierce through with the high crotch, and I'm going to demonstrate how to do that. So you want to put your hands up. So to demonstrate this, so here, what I'm doing is basically I'm basically uppercutting his crotch here with my lead hand here. So also one thing to mention, since I usually fight an orthodox position, now I'm switching to southpaw, because in wrestling you switch your position because your dominant leg manages distance. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to change levels, and this hand is going to lead like I'm throwing an uppercut between his crotch. And then, so here, so I'm going to change levels. Here.
Oh yes, Daddy!
Oh nigga, you gay!
Alright, so I'm changing levels, I'm feeding the arm while switching stance here. You notice if you want, you can come over on this side. Notice that I'm in the southpaw position here. I'm going to uppercut his groin while taking a step forward. So I'll show you without him, I'm going to do this. So it's very simple. So I'm here, I'm uppercutting and up feeding this here. It's important to keep your neck up because here this allows me to move his body.
Perfect.
Here, and what we're doing here, after here, you're gonna use your neck here to come up and take the back. And when you take the back, you're hugging his midsection using a gable grip. So your pinky, instead of pinky, is kind of holding the end there right here, your thumb. So this is the gable grip, and then vice versa. And then this pinky grabs the other pinky. So it's on top. From here, I'm making a step. I change levels. I feed while stepping, and I'm keeping my neck up so I can move his body to the side. And then over here, I connect my hand here with the gable grip that I mentioned right now.
Perfect.
And here, what I'm doing, I'm getting lower under his hips. I'm picking him up straight up, but I'm not taking him over. I'm taking him straight up, and then I'm using a knee tap. I'm using my knee. I'm using this knee, step on his knee to move to the side a little bit. It's a small movement. So over here, I'm picking him up, moving him. And then in a real wrestling match, you want to be more aggressive with it, but since we're on concrete, I'm not gonna dump him. So that's basically it. You saw us put it all together. We have some boxing, some Muay Thai, and a little bit of grappling, some wrestling, and Of course, when you first do it, you gotta do it very slow, like we did in the first time, the last clip. Then eventually you speed it up. And what do you think?
Yeah, man, I have to say just take your time with it. If you guys are new to the techniques, I would suggest that you guys take it very, very slow, especially with the final part, which is of course the wrestling, especially trying to take people down. You, like you said during his demonstration, you don't necessarily want to do it on concrete, and you don't necessarily want to hurt your partner. So make sure that you guys actually do it like on a surface that's pretty flat and in a surface that's comfortable to land on.
You saw how I kind of accidentally dumped him on his neck in the last clip. Don't do that.
Yeah.
He might have to go to the hospital later. But we're learning, and it incorporates all of our creativity. So that's it. Thank you.
And that's it.